Life is uncertain, but death is. And this phrase goes on again and again in Buddhist practice. And Buddha also encouraged us to reflect on it again and again. Simply that we will not be heedless in our age, in our health, in our wealth. And we do not know when this death comes and in which form it comes. It's very uncertain. But we do know that in the human civilizations there have been billions of people, and billions of people have also died. And in this birth and death, no one is exempt. Everybody is bound to experience it. So, yesterday, sadly, there were about 30 people died in Thailand due to the crane fall onto the running train. A particular story that I want to tell from that incident, that a family, a daughter who was working in Bangkok, heard the news of her father's departure in northeastern of Thailand. With a deep sorrow and a saddened moment that she lost her father, he books a train ticket to go to attend the funeral. Within a couple of hours, not hours, half an hour later, herself was hit by this incident and died on a train. So she was on to the funeral of her father, but herself died in that accident. So the story tells us that we do not know when death comes, in which form. And we cannot comprehend that how this thing works. We have a basic idea how it works, but it's very difficult to know it as a definite. So as this death is like that, Buddha always encouraged to reflect on this death so that we will not be living heedless life. We will be living our life with a good intention. Cultivating good things. And maintaining that goodness. But if we do not contemplate on that, oftentimes we are driven by the greed. And we only look at what makes life comfortable and what makes life um, sorts of the elite life better than anybody else. And driven by this, one will be happy to do any sorts of jobs. And not knowing how fragile this life is. Nowadays, there are conflict after conflict in different parts of the world. And this is not the new thing. It's in the human history from the beginning. When we look at the discourses, particularly the Aganya Sutta, which comes in Aguntar Nikaya, in Digha Nikaya, it clearly says, the Buddha clearly says that after the humans established on this earth, until then no one has to go and work in the fields. The food was available there without having a problem to plant and nurture it. And that is the reason why Buddha said that a certain group of people come up with the idea, setting up the rules, that one should be following those rules so that no one will be violating. And that was the beginning of separation of assets, often not belong to themselves, but simply designated as the assets of that individual person. Should there anyone avoid it, and that person will be punished according to the common law. And that's how the politics began, and that's how the rules and the rulers and the ruled initiated. And now in this modern time, it became so complicated and so interconnected, interrelated in one way or another, in a vast in the world, in every culture, in every countries. And we do not know that how far it lasts. It will be there again and again. Like a current warfares in different parts of the world, that's the same. Driven by the greed. Should they also reflect that life is fragile? It's a fleeting moment, and whatever we have earned, whatever we have accumulated, it's not going to be with us. We have to leave it behind. Doesn't matter how much a powerful person that person be. Doesn't matter how much wealth that person has it. End of the day, they have to leave everything behind. You can't take even a one single penny. Certain traditions, they even take it out. Everything that you own. Before the cremation, your clothes also been taken out. So what is left is pretty much a good and a bad thing that a person has done. If that person has done real good, promoting real peace and harmony in the world, without needing to convert into one organized religion to the another. There is a possibility of a real happiness. That person will not be too much greedy, or people will be thinking of how precious this life is and living life in a peace and a harmony. So it's always good to reflect in this form. But again, it's not for the going into the depressed mode, or it's not reflecting on to feel the worthless, but it's just creating a heedless life, heedlessness in ourselves. And whatever times that we have remained, doesn't matter even just a day, this day, or doesn't matter how long or how many minutes that we have, those minutes, hour, a week or a month becomes precious for us to cultivate good things and avoid committing any bad things which will support for the purification of the mind. When I heard this news of 30 people died, I didn't feel much initially. That probably because I myself was going through the physical checkups or health checkups, and I was concentrating on that. But later day, I went on listening and watching some of the clips and the pictures that really resonates, and also feel saddened. The particular story that I heard was this: a girl was going to attend the funeral, but herself died on that incident. That really illustrates that how vulnerable our life is, how fragile our life is, and yet we do not know that how much do we have. That this death is just there, waiting at the corner, and we do not know which corner we're going to get it. So we got to be very mindful of the actions that we do. And understanding the law of the cause and effect, which will affect to this life as well as other lives. But if we have accumulated enough wholesome deeds, then we don't need to worry at all. And we will not also be greedy. We will be satisfied with what we have. So that's why we thought, I thought that today again we will be doing this Abhidhamma chanting, dedicating to these unfortunate souls that lost on that train, and also remembering Lomho, who passed away yesterday in America, so day before yesterday in America. And performing ceremonies for. In the meantime, we also remember Jackie's auntie who died yesterday at the age of 91. It was a good age. Was in the care home for some times and peacefully died. So we dedicate this merit to her as well. So let's do this Abhidhamma chanting 141